My name is Daniel Reyes. For most of my life, I was just a quiet guy driving people around the city. I didn't think of myself as brave or strong. I thought of myself as someone who followed the rules, kept his head down, and got through the day without trouble. Most nights, I'd drive until 2 a.m. to cover rent. I knew the city streets like the back of my hand, from the shiny high-rise corners to the dark alley roads people pretended didn't exist. But I never felt scared. I thought danger was something that happened to other people, the ones who went looking for it. Until one night, it found me. I remember it clearly. A Tuesday, almost midnight. The guy I picked up looked normal. Jeans, hoodie, tired eyes. He sat behind me, quiet for most of the ride. Then, just 2 streets away from his drop-off point, he leaned forward. I felt cold metal press against my neck. In that moment, my brain froze. I couldn't think. I couldn't breathe. I felt my heart slam against my ribs so hard, I thought it would burst. I remember thinking, is this it? Is this how my story ends? But then something strange happened. My driving instructor's voice from years ago echoed in my mind. He once told us, if you're ever threatened in the car, there's one split-second move that could save your life. Slam the gas and jerk the wheel to the side. At the time, we all laughed. Who would ever need that? But sitting there with a knife against my neck, I realized this was that moment. The moment I needed to decide if I was going to die obeying or live by acting. My hands trembled on the steering wheel. Tears burned my eyes, but I didn't let them fall. I took one deep breath and slammed my foot down on the gas. The car jolted forward so hard the man flew back against his seat. And in that same second, I jerked the wheel left toward an empty side street. He lost balance completely. The knife scratched my neck but dropped to the floor. Before he could grab it, I jumped out of the car and ran into the road, waving and shouting until another driver stopped and called the police. That night, I sat on the curb as sirens flashed blue and red across the street. My neck stung with a thin cut, but I was alive. My knees were shaking, my hands covered my face, and tears finally fell. I realized something important that night. Danger doesn't always give you time to think. Sometimes, survival is about training your mind to act before fear takes over. I went home to my little apartment at dawn. Everything looked the same. My dishes in the sink, my shoes by the door, the pile of laundry on the chair. But I didn't feel like the same man who left for work that evening. I learned that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's doing what needs to be done, even when fear is screaming in your ear. It's trusting that your life is worth fighting for in that one split-second decision. And now, every morning I wake up, I remind myself of this. Sometimes life will push you to the edge without warning. And in that moment, the choice is simple. Stay frozen and let fear decide for you, or take that one move forward and choose to live. Because that split-second move didn't just save me from a man with a knife, it saved me from a life of thinking I was powerless. And that's something worth remembering.